Now, what do you mean by A is a subset of B? That we will try to understand, which I am going to explain you by drawing a Venn diagram. So suppose, let us say, this is our set A, this is my set A, and suppose this is my set B, okay, okay, by simply using a black color pen. This is my set B, and another case, this is my set A, let us say, and this is my set B. So you have to decide in which case B is a subset of A, and by simply looking towards it, one can understand that in this case B is a subset of A. Now why this is happening? Because every element of B, or you can say every member of B is a member of A, therefore B is a subset of A. But in this case B is not a subset of A. Why? Because there exist some elements of B which are not members of A. Is that correct? Or I can say there exist some elements of B which are not members of A. Right? Now the same thing we are having here. So as W2 is not a subset of W1, what does it mean? There will exist some members of W2 which will not be in W1. So therefore I will say there exist, let me call it as Y belongs to W2 such that Y does not belong to W1. Right? Now let us call it as some 1. Now as we have to show W1 is a subset of W2, so in order to do it I will pick one element of W1. How do we show that A is a subset of B? We start with the element of A and we try to show that that element is present in B. So it means that every member of A is in B and therefore A is a subset of B. So same logic here. So I will start with arbitrary member of W1 and I will try to show that that member is present in W2. So I will say let X belongs to W1 be any element. Now just take a note that what is W1 union W2? As discussed in the last class, W1 union W2 contains elements of W1 as well as elements of W2, right? Because we are simply taking union of that. So here you can see X is in W1, thus it is going to be in union as well. Where I have drawn the diagram, yeah. So this is let us say, where did I do it? Yeah, here. So as you can see, right now over here I am having an element of W1 which is nothing but X, right? So this element will be in W1 union W2, and I am also having an element of W2 that is nothing but Y. Thus it will be a member of this is that, right? Somewhere here, let us see, and this is yes. So this X and Y thus will be member of the unions as well. So we can say here this X comma Y belongs to what? W1 union W2. But note, what is our assumption? We have assumed that W1 union W2 is a subspace. It means that it is going to be closed under addition as well as scalar multiplication. But here we are going to use the fact that W1 union W2 is closed under addition. So I will say this implies X plus Y belongs to, yes. Now since X plus Y belongs to W1 union W2, so according to the definition of union, it implies that either X plus Y will belong to W1 or X plus Y belongs to W2. Now let us see what happens if this X plus Y belongs to W1. So let if possible this X plus Y belongs to W1. So what will happen? So according to what we have assumed, we are having X to be a member of W1, and again we are having X plus Y to be a member of W1. So you might remember one result. If we are having an element of the vector space, the additive inverse of that is also element of vector space. And which is that property? That property is nothing but P4 of the 8 properties that we have studied. What does that property say? For each u belonging to V, there always exists minus u belonging to V, such that u plus minus u is equal to 0, right? So according to that property, minus x is also an element of your W1, and thus the sum of that, I mean minus x plus this x plus y, will also element of W1, since W is closed under addition as it is a subspace. So I will call it as 2 if you want, okay, and I will call it as 3. So I'll say from 2 and 3, or using 2 and 3, we can say that minus x plus y belongs to W1, since, okay, W1 is closed under addition, okay. And over here, which property we have used? If you want, I will mention that as well. And here the property is used since, okay, or you can see using, okay, P4 we have this minus x belongs to W1, that is there, okay. But what is the sum? You can see that this minus x plus x is going to be our additive identity. So you will get 0 plus y, and 0 plus y is nothing but W1. So therefore we will get y belongs to W1. So the question is it really true? Let us see what we have assumed. Here we have said that y is such an element of W2 such that it is not a member of W1. But what we got here? We got y belongs to W1, which is impossible, okay. Therefore this x plus y belongs to W1 cannot happen. So what should happen? This x plus y belongs to W2 should happen, because either this belongs to W1 or this belongs to W2. That is what we have, but this thing is not possible. So this is what should happen, right? So therefore I will say x plus y belongs to W2. Again, by using similar logic, we can say that let us call it as 4, and y is a member of W2. Yeah, it is already 1, okay. So I will say using 1 and 4. Remember, what was our ultimate aim? Our ultimate aim was to prove x belongs to W2. We have started with an arbitrary element of W1, and we wanted to show that that is present in W2. So from 1 and 4, we can say that this x plus y plus minus y belongs to W2. The reason is, okay, the reason for this I will write here, using P4, this minus y belongs to W2, and here since W2 is closed under addition, and therefore what we can say now, this y plus minus y again is going to be a 0 vector. So you will get x plus 0, that is nothing but x. So therefore x belongs to W2. Thus we have started with an arbitrary element of W1, and we are successful in showing that it belongs to W2. Therefore W1 is a subset of W2, and that is exactly what we wanted to prove. So what is the conclusion of our theorem? So do you remember the statement? So if W1 and W2 are subspaces of a vector space V, then when this W1 union W2 is a subspace, it is a subspace if and only if either W1 is a subset of W2 or W2 is a subset of W1. That should happen, okay. Now if you want, you can simply take the screenshot of these prerequisites, yeah, and yeah, this one as well. So that's all. So in the next classes we will see some more interesting theorems. Thank you.